Is there a certain position for the latch to, work correctly?
Well,
On?
they have different positions, but ideally I always start with the full paw position.
And let's look at this, what we have right here, and maybe walk us through it.
Okay, so the most comfortable for me is to start off with the full paw just because, mom still has that pregnant belly, and when you put the baby across, they're kind of lopsided and they don't really feel comfortable.
Okay.
But if the full paw doesn't work, then I try the other positions, but ideally I start with the full paw because that's the most comfortable for mom and baby.
All right, so it's kind of like working backwards then. But then after that, you kind of, find what's good for you and you just
Right.
let it go. Okay, very good. How many times would you say is normal in terms of breastfeeding? I know, again, it's different for everyone, but throughout the day and evening in a 24-hour period, what should one mom expect?
Well, it's anywhere from 8 to 12 feeds because breast milk is easily digestible, so it could be every 2 hours. I mean, it doesn't have to be there's no routine, there's no schedule because it's as on demand as often as the baby wants, whenever he wants. So as long as you're meeting 8 to 12 at some point in 24 hours, then you're okay. And then, of course, the wet diapers, the weight gain, and that the baby's satisfied.
Okay. Now, obviously, we all want a good latch, obviously, but when you don't have one, it could cause some problems for the mom. And we talked about a couple of them. We said sore nipples, which was one of them. Let's talk about another one. I think we have a graph to show our viewers. Tongue tie, what's that?
Well, that's when there's a tie under the tongue that doesn't let the baby lift the tongue, so it doesn't help them latch well. It's because they have to open up their mouth wide and then suck on the breast. So the tongue tie doesn't allow for them to get a good latch. Obviously,
another one would be an incorrect latch, which is a struggle, if you will. And the last one there, fungal infection?
Yeah, so when with the tongue tie too as well, if they're not latching well, and then they get bacteria on the nipples, and then it kind of feels like it's a burning pain the entire time that they're breastfeeding, and it just hurts. And if you've already checked their latch and everything's been fine and it still burns, and you could probably get it cultured and see your doctor and make sure it's not a fungal infection.